Okay, so I saw this post, save one Ariana Grande album from each row. I mean, this is so easy, bro. First row, I'm going to be saving Sweetener. I've said this before. Sweetener is my favorite Ariana Grande album. I've said that her career would not be in the same place that it was with Sweetener. It made Ariana Grande a multi-dimensional artist. Production-wise, it's a breath of fresh air. Still, I think it's going to age the best out of her albums when it's all said and done. So I think from that perspective, I enjoyed, and just the songs, we had great songs. Rem, that BBC live performance, go listen to it if you haven't. I just love Ram. And then Get Well Soon. I always talk about maxing out Pro Tools because that was insane. Every Time is a great song on here. No Tears Left to Cry as a lead single was such an excellent choice. I love Borderline with Missy Elliott, even though a lot of you guys don't. I even like Sweet of the Song, even though a lot of you guys don't. So just looking at it, it's a strong album. I don't like Blaze and The Light Is Coming. Never have, never will. I skip those songs. But besides that, it's a solid album. I really do enjoy it. And so, yeah, this was the easy choice. I'm sorry. Like, there's me before Sweetener and there's me after Sweetener. I've always loved this album. And I didn't learn until years later that people hated it. But it couldn't be me. I've been standing beside Sweetener the whole time. Okay, and then the second row, here's what we got. I would pick Dangerous Woman out of the second row. It's probably the one I listen to the most. When you had Sometimes is such a good song. I love Sometimes. I always say Into You, in my opinion, one of the best pop songs to ever be recorded. I don't care what anybody says, that whole, like, bridge climax moment, like, no, she was coming for blood. She said, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just love Into You. And then Be Alright is a palate cleanser of a song that I appreciated. If we're talking deluxe, you had stuff like Jason's song and Step On Up. Step On Up is such a good record for Ariana Grande. So, yeah, has this record aged the best? No, but if I'm just looking at it in terms of what songs I'm listening to most, I would pick, Dangerous Woman. And then here we got the last row. So I'm going to pick Eternal Sunshine. I'm going to pick Eternal Sunshine right here. A lot of people hated on it upon release. Again, I wasn't one of those people. I've been championing this album since day one, really. Favorites, Supernatural is just, like I said, I ascend every single time. That is a beautiful song and should have been released as an actual single. But no, we want to release We Can't Be Friends as the first single, which, I guess the second single, because Yes And was released. And I stand by Yes And, but this should have been, the second single. I don't care. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that record. The Boy Is Mine, a great little pop R&B record. And the remix was decent, adding Brandy and Monica in, so I enjoyed that one. I think that the intro never gets enough love. I've said that since the beginning. And Bye was a really good song. Don't Want to Break Up Again. Yeah, I enjoyed this album. I don't think there's a bad song on this album. Every time I listen to it, I appreciate it. Maybe the mixing's not loud enough, and she could have been, singing her ass off more on this album like she was a Dangerous Woman, a Sweetener. For keeping it real, she said she wants to save it live. I don't know. I want you to go all out in the studio. That's why I love Mariah Carey so much, is because she gave everything that she had in that studio. And I'm going to listen to the studio more than live. So just keep it in the studio. That's what I think anyways. But hey, I really enjoyed Eternal Sunshine. It was one of my favorite albums of this past year, and I will continuously defend it. So to recap, the albums I'm picking is going to be Sweetener, Dangerous Woman, and then we are going to have Eternal Sunshine. Now, what are my thoughts on the other albums here? I think that Yours Truly, it was a good debut album. I don't think it's top 3, and that's where I kind of step out with you guys because you guys kind of overrated, no shade. But she had great stuff on here. Honeymoon Avenue, great. Loving It as well. You have to appreciate. Baby I has been one of my favorites to listen to, so she had some strong stuff on here. Tattooed Heart as well, so it's a good pop R&B record. The Way was the lead, we understand, and I appreciate it. She just has better albums, and it would be ranked lower if I'm honest. And so Positions, I like Positions. Has it aged the best for me? No, I kind of cherry pick songs and don't listen to it as an album in full. Favorite songs, Shut Up as the intro. The whole orchestration is gorgeous. I said that. Positions is probably my favorite Ariana lead single to this day. I just love the song. I love the ending to it as well. My Hair was a really great song. If we're talking deluxe, you got Test Drive, you got Worst Behavior. So I think there's a lot to like on Positions, but when you have it in the same row as Sweetener, I'm going to pick Sweetener anytime. I'm sorry. And then next up, we are going to have My Everything, I believe. My Everything, I can only remember the same 3 songs that I listened to it. So Break Free, phenomenal. I ascend every single time. And then we're also looking at some other gems on here, like My Everything, the song, which y'all don't talk about enough. Just a Little Bit of Your Heart is a really good song on here too. So I have my moments on here that I like. I don't think it's a bad album. Again, it just ranks toward the lower end of Ariana Grande's discography, and Dangerous Woman was better. Thank You Next, it's grown on me, but I prefer Dangerous Woman. And favorite songs in there, I have to give some love to Imagine. Break Up With Your Girlfriend on Board was a really fun song on here as well. So I have to give appreciation. I'm trying to wreck my brain, see if I'm forgetting these songs. If I forget any songs, I'll put it on the screen right here so you can see the song that I forgot. And then the last row, the Christmas EP was cute, but it's an EP. Let's be for real. The Wicked soundtrack, I don't listen to it. No shade. I like the movie a lot. I don't listen to the soundtrack. So let me know what you guys think below. We can continue that conversation.